Welcome students. Sri Krishna College of Pharmacy and Research Center Parashala. Admissions are open for 2025 for PharmD 6 years program and PharmD post baccalaureate program for B.Pharm completed students for 3 years, and a master's program M.Pharm Pharmacology 2 years program, and B.Pharm 4 years program, and B.Pharm 3 years for diploma in pharmacy eligible students to lateral entering, and D.Pharm 2-year program course is available. All are open. Admission for in Sri Krishna College of Pharmacy and Research Center Parashala. Now I am giving a class for Pharmacognosy and Phytopharmaceuticals 1 for the 4th semester. Actually Phytochemistry. Our subject name is Phytopharmaceuticals, Phytochemistry 2. Pharmacognosy and Phytochemistry 2, 1 for 4th semester B Pharmacy students, in which we are going to discuss about the unit 1 actually, starting from the syllabus. Students are requested to listen to the class and write your own notes and submit to me, and then I will correct it and I will give you back. Notes have to be prepared by the student, not by only by means of my lecture, only by means of listening to my class. You have to refer other books and as well as other references also. Don't follow any printed notes or the old notes. Don't follow. You have to prepare your own notes by listening. You know, the technology have developed such a strong, and you can just listen to the class. Anytime you can pause and you can write down and you can note it down, and that will help you for your preparation of your examination time. This is the initial stage of semester. Now itself you started working on it. Prepare your notes. This is the word I want to say. Prepare your own notes by listening to the class. Any doubt, you can contact me by mail, by telephone. You can contact, you can avail the notes and you can make use of it. And you see, this unit 1 for 4th semester B Pharmacy students, it was interesting, that is Introduction to Pharmacognosy, unit 1. If you see the syllabus of university, it's a wide syllabus and it has been concentrated with many questions in university examination question. So you see that first the syllabus should be very clear. Students should write the syllabus, all the detail in your assignment which I am giving. You have to have a long note, long square notebook, and write regularly the notebooks, your notes, and get corrected from my office. So you see here, the syllabus starts from definition, history, scope and development of pharmacognosy, sources of drugs, plants, animals, marine source, and even tissue culture source, biotechnology sources also. Drugs which is produced comes under the study of pharmacognosy. And again, in the same chapter you should know about organic drugs like leaf drugs, seed drugs, bark drugs, wood drugs, roots and rhizomes, flowers, fruits, and entire drugs. You should have the classification and study with example and detail. And unorganized drugs, what is unorganized drugs? Derived from the plant animals like dried latex, dried juices, dried extracts, gums, mucilage, oleoresins and oleogum resins. These all details with example in the unit 1 I used to give. You will study in detail in the other units. Cultivation and around cultivation, classification of the drugs. They are asking repeated question. It is also in this unit. Classification, alphabetical classification, morphological classification, taxonomical classification, chemical classification, pharmacological classification, chemo classification, sero taxonomical classification. So you should write about the definition and examples. They are asking 5 mark question, 10 mark questions also. Quality control of the drugs of natural origin. Quality control of crude drugs of natural origin. So you should have a detailed study about adulteration of the drug. What type of adulteration possible, how you can prevent, how you can detect. So adulteration of natural origin drugs is separate. They are asking for 5 mark question, 10 mark question also. So evaluation of the crude drugs by organoleptic character, like that is macroscopic character, microscopic characters, physical, chemical, biological methods. Detailedly they used to ask about the questions in the university. And you see quantitative microscopy of a crude drug like a plant source, including lycopodium spore method, leaf constants like stomatal index, vein islet number, there are many. Then camera lucida, about camera lucida, micrometers like stage micrometer, eyepiece micrometer, calibration of eyepiece micrometer. These all comes in the theoretical questions. So I saw this is a very interesting chapter and very important chapter for the basic pharmacy student when they enter into the profession. This unit 1 makes the person to be more potential for his research purpose in the future also. So you see, I have taken some questions. Even this question we have to discuss after completing this chapter also. Chapter will not be completed within today. It needs at least 3, 4, 5 to 6 lectures. The initial lecture I am giving some definition and history. Before that, we want to know about what all the university questions they are asking and asked, so that the student will be having an idea whether my teacher is teaching according to the syllabus of university, according to the examination point of view. So you can ask the doubt with the teacher. So that's why even you can ask the doubt with me and you can prepare your own notes according to the university syllabus structure. And you will get a very good score in your marks. That's what my interest. So you can see this question. When I saw the question paper, only in Kerala University of Health Science, they started this 4th semester exam from 2019. So the last 5 years, question paper when I was seeing, there is more than 46 questions. It was minimum 40% of the question have been occupied by this from this chapter. So you see this importance of this chapter. So let us have a discussion about the questions and then we can go to the chapter. And you have to write these questions. May not be knowing the answer at present situation, but it is needed for after completing the unit. We will discuss again this question so that it will be easy for the students to find out whether we are in the right track or we are covered this syllabus according to the university syllabus. So you see, define evaluation, explain the different methods of evaluation of crude drugs. July 2019 question. It is actually 10 mark question. 10 mark. And next you can see, write the definition. In the same question paper, write the definition and the scope of pharmacognosy. That is July 2019, 5 mark question, 10 mark, 5 mark. And you see the same question paper, 2-mark question also. Merits and demerits of pharmacological classification of crude drugs. 2-mark question. And in the same question paper, July 2029, again a 2-mark question. Define adulteration and substitution. July 2019, 2-mark question. And you see that in July 2019 itself, 2-mark question, 1 5-mark question, 1 10-mark question. You just imagine 15 plus 4, nearly 19 to 20 marks they have asked from this chapter. So you see that the percentage of the importance of this chapter. So almost not only for 2019, you can see from December 19, you can see they have asked define pharmacognosy, write the history, scope and development of pharmacognosy. December 2019, 10-mark question they have asked. And define adulteration and explain the different methods of adulteration of crude drugs with examples. December 2019, 5-mark question. Differentiate organized and unorganized crude drugs. December 2019, 2-mark question. And define stomatal number and vein islet number. December 2019, 2-mark question. You just see that again 4 questions I have asked in December 2019 from this chapter. A 10-mark question, a 5-mark question, 2-mark question. So you see that again in a same question paper, in a same year actually, 19 itself, 40 marks, 2 times they have asked in a university examination. So how much important. So that's why I took all the 46 question papers in the 5-6 question papers, how the importance they have given for this unit, so that the student will have the interest to write down. I want to, from the beginning you have to prepare your notes clearly. Not even a single topic we should leave, taking a choice. No, it's an important chapter. So you see the 9th question, explain in detail about the organoleptic and chemical methods and evaluation of crude drugs, April 2021, 10-mark question. In 2020 we don't have any 4th semester examination due to corona. So you see we lost 1 year in between also. 21 only we had the question. In the same question paper you can ask, explain taxonomical system of classification of crude drug, April 2021, 5-mark question. Define crude drug with example, April 2021, 2-mark question. Define evaluation of crude drugs. Explain microscopic evaluation of crude drugs with example, December 2021, 10-mark question. So 10-mark question, 5-mark question, 2-mark question in the same question paper. You can see that this is December. April also they have asked 4 questions. So in December also they are asked 10-mark question in 2021. Explain pharmacological system of classification of crude drugs, December 2021, 5-mark question. And in differentiate organized drug and unorganized drug with examples, December 2021, 5-mark question. So we are very much clear when we see the question paper what they are asking repeatedly in the question paper. This is another short notes. Shape of bark drugs. In general we should know what all different shapes of barks. Squill shape, or it is small pieces, outer bark, inner bark. So we are having many examples. So you can write that, very simple. 2-mark question in December 2021. Define adulteration, you see 2-mark question. December 2021, 2-mark question. And what are the primary metabolites, secondary metabolites, primary metabolite definition, give examples, December 2021, 2-mark question they have asked. Explain chemical and a morphological system of classification of crude drugs with examples, their advantages and disadvantages. June 2022, 10 mark question they have asked. Define adulteration, discuss various types of methods of adulteration in crude drugs with suitable examples. June 2022, 10 mark question they have asked. So students should be very particular about these questions, how they are asking from this chapter. Scope of pharmacognosy, June 2022, 5 mark question. Explain lycopodium spore method to determine the purity of crude drug, June 2022, 5 mark question. Define pharmacognosy, June 2022, 2 mark question. What is stomatal index, June 2022, 2 mark question. Enumerate the different methods of classification of crude drugs of natural origin. Explain the morphological and chemical classification, November 2022, 10 mark question they have asked. Explain the physical evaluation of crude drugs, November 2022, 5 mark question. Lycopodium spore method, November 2022, 5 mark question. Different sources of crude drugs, different sources, just 2 mark question. What is the sources? Animal, plant, sources, you give examples. Definition, indirectly they are asking. November 2022, 2 mark question. Merits and demerits of taxonomical classification of crude drugs, November 2022, 2 mark question. Write a note on chemical and pharmacological classification of drugs, March 2023, 5 mark question. Explain in brief about physical methods of evaluation of crude drugs, March 2023, 5 mark question. Define pharmacognosy, March 2023, 2 mark question. Write a note on drug adulteration, March 2023, 2 mark question. Enlist the methods used to determine the leaf constant, March 2023, 2 mark question. Distinguish between organized and unorganized crude drug, July 2023, 5 mark question. Define stomatal index and stomatal number, July 2023, 2 mark questions. And difference between primary and secondary metabolite, July 2023, 2 mark question. Give a detailed account of chemical and biological evaluation of crude drugs, February 2024, 10 mark question. You just see. And this is recently in 2024. Sero taxonomic classification of drugs of natural origin, February 2024, 2 mark question. Calibration of eyepiece micrometer, February 2024, 2 mark question. And write short notes on alphabetical and morphological classification of drugs, May 2024, 5 mark question they have asked. Define adulteration in the same question. Adulteration. Discuss about different type of adulteration, May 2024, 5 mark question. Same question paper. And 42, you can see, give a detailed account of various leaf constant with a suitable example, December 2024, recently, 10 mark question. Complete detail about the evaluation of the leaf constants. Detail about that you have to write. And the history of pharmacognosy, December 2024, 5 mark question. Calibration of eyepiece micrometer, December 2024, 5 mark question. What all the types of? Camera Lucida for finding out main islet number, stomatal index, which we are using by means of camera Lucida. Types 2-mark question, December 2024 they have asked. Organoleptic evaluation also December 2024 2-mark question. So just imagine how much importance they have given for the unit 1. So just we will have a small discussion about introduction and history today, and you write about all these questions and about the syllabus detail and this history which we are discussing today. You have to submit on the coming Monday to my office. Very, very important for the 4th semester student. Kindly do it, and it will be helpful for you, and it will be returned to you after correction. Not only this lecture, you have to refer and you have to add some of the points, and you have to write the reference from which book, which page number, what is the author, edition, all these things you have to write as per the Vancouver system of writing the reference is also followed very clearly in your long notebook which you are submitting to me in my office. Introduction and the history today we will discuss in this chapter. When we come to the word pharmacognosy, Pharmacognosy is derived from the Greek pharmakon. The meaning of pharmakon, a drug or poison. And gnosis means, Gnosis in Greek, to acquire a knowledge. So, of an literary meaning, you can say, pharmacognosy means the entire knowledge of drug. Entire knowledge of drug. If you want to explain it clearly, the Greek word pharmakon and the Greek word gignosko, together it is pharmacognosy. How? The pharmakon means drug. Gignosko of the Greek word, it is known as knowledge. And they both together it is called knowledge of drugs. So pharmacognosy means knowledge of drugs. Pharmacognosy, the scientific study of the structural, physical, chemical and sensory characters of crude drugs of vegetable, animal and mineral origin. Includes also their history, cultivation of the medicinal plants, producing them, and methods involved for their collection and other particulars related to the treatment they are received during their passage from the producer or cultivator, producer to the distributor or to the pharmacist. So all these details will be given in a pharmacognosy book, detail about a crude drug. So especially we should know that pharmacognosy is the science of understanding and utilizing natural medicines. In fact, a very clear definition if you want to give. Pharmacognosy is a study of various structural, physical, natural, sensor characters of crude drugs of vegetable and animal and mineral origin. And also pharmacognosy is a science of understanding and utilizing natural medicines. Crude drugs. What do you mean by crude drugs? Before processing, crude, the student should know. It means they are asking short notes also. What is a crude drug? It means the harvested and usually dried plant or animal sources of pharmaceutically or medicinally useful products before they have undergone extensive processing or modification. So the students can easily write a sentence about crude drug. a drug before extensive modification, before extensive processing or modification. They are called as crude drug when they are utilized pharmaceutically or medicinally, then they are called as crude drug. Crude drug are derived from the mineral, vegetable and animal kingdoms. Crude drugs of vegetable, animal and mineral origin form the subject matter with which pharmacognosy is concerned. Examples of crude drugs, you should write examples of the crude drugs. Entire plant or animal, if you are taking, you can use entire plant. The plant, flower, root, stem, all the whole plant can be used. Animal, the insect, it comes under the animal. The whole insects can be used. So in that example, mentha preparata, mentha, the plant which we know very well. Lobelia is used for asthmatic lobelia, having many constituents. Whole plant is used, extract. And you can see this is this one. Cantharides. Cantharides is an insect or a moth, a black color moth you can see, which is commonly used for various warts. The main constituents present in this insect, in this moth, is more useful for wart. It has a very good counter-irritant effect for various skin diseases, can also be used. This one you can see, this is also an insect, cochineal. Cochineal, very interesting, sounds very nice to pronounce. Reddish color insect, it gives a dye, red dye, like blood. Natural source of using dyes. This can give even a food also can be used after purification. Entire plants and animals example. Entire organ of the plant or the animal. Organ means plant organ. What is organ? Leaf, stem, root, flower, the entire part. Only you are using. Animal means it is skin, bones, heart, liver, the part of the animal. So any part of the animal, the entire organ of the plants and animals as a drug. Example, senna, leaf we are using, clove, flower we are using, fennel we are using the fruit, Umbelliferaceae fruit, fennel, linseed is used, entire seed is used as a drug. Quassia, you can see the plant wood is used as a drug. Cinchona, bark is used as an anti-malarial drug. Licorice, the root part of the plant is used. Thyroid gland, I did not put the picture. Thyroid gland of any animal, some of the animals are directly. So, parts of the natural source of animal or a plant, they also called crude drugs. Minerals, chalk, kaolin, talc, they are also naturally available. Mineral crude drug. And these all are organized drug. Now comes unorganized drug. What do you mean by unorganized? Organized means they are part of the plant or the whole plant. They can call it as organized drug. Organ. The student should remember organized drug. Organs of the plants, organs of the animal or whole plant. They are called as organized drug. Unorganized drug means derived from the plant. Exudates, gummy exudates, resins, extracts, which is prepared from the plant. So you can see the substance derived from the plant and or the animal, they are called as unorganized. Example, you can say opium, the poppy fruit, which you see, latex, the milk, which is obtained from the fruit, is used as a opium, morphine, which is very highly narcotic drug. aloes. You can see this is also prepared from the leaf of the aloes, which cosmetic which we are using commonly. So you can see this aloe vera, aloes. It's also unorganized drug, the juice, the jelly part inside the leaf or the exudate or the juice from the leaf that is derived from the plant. They are unorganized drug. Tragacanth, I did not show the picture. It is also a gummy exudate from the Astragalus gummifer Tragacanth plant. And you can see even examples of resins, balsam of Tolu, camphor. These all resins which is obtained from the plant. Musk is an animal, musk deer, a part of a gland, musk gland, which is present near to the penis of the musk deer, which contain the musk gland, more useful, a crude drug. And beeswax, we know from the honeybee wax which we are using. Gelatin, we know it is an animal product from the bones and the skin of animals which we are preparing. So these all are derived product example the student should write very clearly. And you can refer also. What is the student, that is the teacher told just one line. Let me go and refer in my internet. You can see what is gelatin, what is beeswax, what is musk, what is resin, what is tragacanth, what is its use, what is its application in pharmaceutics. So these all things in the initial stage itself, students' curiosity should be there to know about the things. This just to show you about musk deer. See the musk deer having a gland near to the penis. You can see the musk pod orifice where the musk pod will be there, musk granules, which is more useful. Anti-inflammatory effect, neuroprotective effect, cardiovascular protective effect, anti-cancer effect, promoting effect on the stem cell therapy. Just imagine the crude drug which is obtained from the musk deer, not musk deer. So the musk granules which is obtained from the musk gland present in the musk deer, the gland where is present also I have shown near to the scrotum and the penis near to that, you can see the musk pod orifice where the musk granules we can obtain, having a very good therapeutic effect. Musk is a chemical from the musk gland of the male musk deer. It is dried and used to make medicine. People take musk for stroke, coma, nerve problems, seizures, convulsions, heart and circulation problems, tumors and injuries. For detailed description of each individual drug, the following points are to be considered. 1. What is, for example, when you want to study in pharmacognosy detailed about a drug, you should know about, first one is origin of a drug. Number 2, cultivation and preparation. Number 3, characters of the drug. Number 4, constituents and tests. Number 5, adulterants for each plant. Number 6, evaluation. Number 7, uses and application. So this you can see in any books or any references about a crude drug. Usually this much details needed for any type of crude drugs which we want to study. So what do you mean by origin? Includes the number 1, origin including biological or botanical source and the geographical sources, a knowledge of the history and the name of the drug. Cultivation and preparation, number 2, includes details of cultivation, of the medicinal plants, methods of collection, drying, packing, and other treatment of the drug during its preparation for the market. Number 3, characters, including the physical characters such as dimensions, surface characters, fractures, and the sensory characters such as color, odor, and taste. And also in characters that is histological characters, TS, RLS, LS, which helps in identifying of the drug in the powder microscopy, powder form, are the fundamental importance. Microscopical characters also. Next, number 4, constituents, chemical constituents, active principles, and chemical tests, and even assays, quantity estimation, all this will comes inside. Constituents include both the reputed active constituents and also other constituents and reserve food materials. Chemical identity tests are based on the nature of the chemical constituents. Adulteration of a crude drug also should be there, 5th one, including materials added fraudulently and the mortar, that is intentionally adulterating matters which have become associated with the drug owing to sometimes carelessness in handling during collection, less knowledge of the collector, collecting some other product unintentionally, undeliberately during collection, lack of knowledge, lack of experience, preparation, packing, and the transport. This all comes in adulteration. And number 6, evaluation. Very interesting topic about each drug we have to know. Of their physical evaluation, chemical evaluation, biological evaluation characters of the drug. So 6 points will be given in detail, and 7th one, uses and application of the crude drug in medicine. So these 7 we should remember, there is 7 heading for the detailed description of each individual crude drug. I am repeating to make the student to remember at least these 7 points, 7 details will be given in each pharmacognosy about the crude drug. Number 1, origin. Number 2, cultivation and preparation. Number 3, characters of the crude drug. Number 4, constituents and test. Number 5, adulterants. Number 6, evaluation. And number 7, uses and application. History of pharmacognosy. Number 1, now we are going to have a small chronology of history. There are many, but I have selected very few to have an idea about 5-mark question or a 10-mark question. The student have to write the history of pharmacognosy. Number 1, ancient Egyptian period. The ancient Egyptian 3000 BC were experts in using drugs for curing diseases. The healing of sick was undertaken by priests, doctors, and pharmacists and their sons who prescribed in ancient days, prescribed and prepare, and also they will prepare medicines. Crude drugs of vegetable origin used included aloes, gum, that means gum acacia, and myrrh, poppy, that means that is Papaver somniferum, poppy, pomegranate, colocynth, linseed, squill, coriander, onion, anise, melon, castor, etc. There are many drugs. We are just giving some of the examples. But the students at present situation, you should find out the names. What is it? What is its vernacular name? What is it called in my language? What it is, whether it is available in my home, whether it is available in my market. These all things the students should verify in this beginning stage itself. That's why I am giving you an assignment, not just writing what you are seeing in the description. If only half part will be there, or copying from the description and telling that and just writing without reading. Listen to the class, write the hints, prepare your own notes. This is the picture which I am showing is a first prescription which is noted in Egyptian tomb. In Egyptian tomb you can see this prescription, very long, lengthy prescription. And you can see this prescription, what it is there. There is many detail about the crude drugs and the medicines which they have used. And also it is detail about the preparation of the crude drugs, how they have utilized and used in the Egyptian period. The first record, the prescription, were found in Egyptian tombs. What is the picture? These were the hieratic papyri. It is called hieratic. You can say hieratic papyri or Eber's papyrus. The gynecologic papyrus. The gynecologic papyrus. The papyrus was written in about 1500, you can say, or 1500 BC. But it is believed to be, or believed to have been copied from earlier text. So you can see that is 1500 or 1500 before Christ. The Eber's papyrus is a 110 pages scroll, long, lengthy, which is about 20 meters long. Eber's papyrus, having a lengthy description, the scrolls contain some 700 magical formulas and flock medicine. It contained many incantations meant to turn away disease-causing demons. That time, disease is caused by demons. That was a belief. It removes the demons which causes the disease. It removes the cause for the disease. It prevents completely the patient from cause of the disease. It kills the demons. It kills the virus. It kills the bacteria which is responsible. And there is also evidence of a long tradition of empiricism. The papyrus contains a treatise on the heart also. It notes that the heart is the center of the blood supply, with vessels attached for each, or not for every members of the body, every parts of the body. The blood is supplied by the heart. Is written in before Christ in 1500 BC in Egyptian tomb. So number 2, Babylonian. Babylonian means we should remember about the king Hammurabi, code of laws. Hammurabi, code of laws. Hammurabi king, the code of laws. This is the Babylonian civilization. The Babylonian medicine is known as law of Hammurabi, 772 before Christ. The drugs used were mainly of vegetable origin, plant origin, vegetable origin. The drugs used include 250 material of plants and 180 material of animal sources. Mainly of these drugs were known to the ancient Egyptians. Old Indian medicine, Ayurveda, the Rig Veda and Ayurveda echoed 2000 before Christ, contained the scared medicinal plants which they have used by Legia, Arista, Aswa, Basma, many preparations, that from plant sources. Like sage, cedar, sweetgrass, follow tobacco. Tobacco was used, it's an addiction and used for medicine also, and together they are referred to as the four scared medicines. The collection of plant materials was done by an innocent, pure, religious person in Ayurveda. The fresh plants were considered to be the most effective. The most celebrated Indian drug was sandal wood, clove, pepper, cardamom, caraway, ginger, benzoin, cannabis, castor oil, sesame oil, aloes. There are many. That's why I put etc. The old Chinese medicine, now it becomes very big course and very big a program of a master's program of Chinese medicine, including acupuncture and moxibustion. Besides the famous acupuncture, the Chinese medicine is very acknowledged by the herbal medicine community for the herbal medicine. Like moxibustion, using needle and smoke, heating meridian spots, cupping, there are many techniques are available in Chinese medicine. The Pento Kong Mo 1000 BC contained an incredible number of medicinal plants and drugs of animal origin. Their books include many recipes for every diseases. Among the plants and the minerals, highly esteemed for its magic health, including power, were ginseng, rhubarb, ephedra, star anise, pomegranate, aconite, opium. There are many. It's a very, very old Chinese drugs for diarrhea and dysentery. Opium is one of the old drug even we are using for diarrhea and dysentery. Just an example we are telling. There are many. Aconite for antipyretic. It is used for many purposes. Number 5. The Greek and the Romans, in which we have to remember in the chronology, that means Pythagoras in 560 BC used drug as mustard and squill, etc. And Hippocrates in 466 BC was familiar with numerous drugs and wrote a book, Corpus Hippocraticum, in 460 BC. In Greek Empire, Dioscorides, we want to say about Dioscorides. In Greek Empire was followed by the Roman Dioscorides, 40 to 70 AD, after the death of Christ, who was a Greek by birth. He was the first to describe drugs, and his work Greek herbal of Dioscorides include 5,000 medicinal plants in addition to the animal and mineral drugs also added. Pliny, who lived about the same time of Dioscorides, was also an eminent author for natural history. Galen, in 134 to 200 after the death of Christ in the 1st century, was a physician and he who described the use of Galenical preparation. There was a group of people worked with Galen to prepare Galenical preparation. Islamic contribution. There are many, but I am just giving the 6. This Islamic contribution was very high, so that I have given some books also. In Islamic writings were found the first beginning of chemistry, the name of which is derived from an Arabic word, chemia. Chemi, Chime, Kemi, chemia. As were also such familiar words, alcohol and alkali, this all comes from Arab word. The Arabs added numerous new plants and medicaments to those already known by Greeks and Romans. In their days, pharmacy attained its highest reputation and became an independent branch of medicine. It is interesting to note that the first dispensary was opened in Baghdad, the center of trade in those days. You can see that Baghdad and the Iraq, which is surrounded by Iran, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Turkey, it has a port, a minimum port near to Kuwait, where in the Baghdad city was the main city for have the first dispensary. It's a beautiful place, and the pharmacy was in a high peak in the period of this days. The dispensary was made by sandalwood, that's why it is called Sadalia. Even the pharmacists, they used to say Sadali. Sadalia, the pharmacy. That is Raze is another scientist which you should remember in Islamic period. 850 to 932 AC, after the death of Christ, who was born in Rai in Persia, was the director of Baghdad hospital in the days of Al-Manzur. He published a famous book, it is called Al-Hawi Kabir. Abu al-Hasan Ibn Sinha or Sinna in 980 to 1034 after the death of Christ, whose name was Latinized to Avicenna, that is Ibn Sinna, or you can say Abu al-Hasan Ibn Sinna, was known as Avicenna, you can say. He was one of the most eminent and the gifted Arabian physician. He is writing Kanun fi Eltab. Kanun fi Eltab has been described as the most famous medical book ever written, as having dominant and the medical school of Europe and Asia, and served as a chief source for the medical knowledge for 5 centuries. For 5 centuries. Till the 15th century, it was having more useful. Kanun fi Eltab. You see that Kanun fi Eltab. You should remember this. Avicenna is his name, changed name. Original name is Abu Hossein Ibn Sina. And you can see in the 10th century, after the death of Christ, you can see 980 to 1037. Kanun fi Altabis, the book was very famous, which is written by Avicenna. The name, actually the original name of Avicenna is Abu al-Hasan Ibn Sina. The Canon of Medicine in Arabic, Kanun fi Altab, Persian, Kanuni Ditab, is an encyclopedia of medicine in 5 books compiled by Persian physician philosopher Avicenna. Avicenna is the other name for Abu al-Hasan Ibn Sina. Completed in 1025. Kanun of Medicine remained a medical authority for centuries. 5 centuries it was useful in Asia and Europe. In set of standard of medicine in medieval Europe and the Islamic world, and was used as a standard medical book through the 18th century in Europe. It is an important text in Unani medicine, a form of traditional medicine practiced in India. Ibn al-Baytar in 12th century, that is 11th to 12th, 13th century, 1197 to 1248 AC, after the death of Christ, who was the best Arabian pharmacognosist and botanist, and ranked with Dioscorides in the 1st century, is a respect with his book Jami al-Mufrat, contained description of 2000 drugs. And we have to remember about this Sheikh Dawood al-Antaki. Sheikh Dawood al-Antaki wrote a book named Tasrat Ulli al-Albab, now known as Taskarat Dawood al-Kanki, or Alantaki, sorry, not al-Kanki, Alantaki. Taskarat Dawood Alantaki, which describes several hundred of herbs, describes besides drugs of animals and mineral origin. And here this is a small class about the history with questions of unit 1. Till we have to have many classes to be continued for the 4th semester. Kindly write down clearly, complete notes and submit on coming Monday. Thank you.